Welcome back to the Catnip Podcast. My name is Grace, and today is Tuesday, October 17th. This is a podcast about knitting, books, baking, and cats, but most importantly knitting, because that is what I love to do all day, every day. I have various social medias that you can follow me on. I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram, so please go follow me over there. I'm also getting ready to get up to some very fun, exciting things, which is a Rhinebeck. So if you are unfortunately not going to Rhinebeck and want to live vicariously through all the various people who are going and will be posting about it on their Instagram, you should follow me on Instagram. I also have show notes. Links to things that I will be talking about will be on my blog, which is linked down below if you're on YouTube. I also have a tech editing business. I am a tech editor for knitting patterns. If you know of someone who is interested or is in need of a tech editor for any knitting designs that they may be working on, please check out my Graceful Edits tab on my website. And you can learn more about what my process is, and we can start a conversation. Either send me an email or send me a DM on Instagram. We have things to talk about. I'm very short on time, but I really wanted to record this one more episode before leaving for Rhinebeck, which is crazy. And we've got quite a bit to talk about this week, so let's get into that. And yeah. If you would like to grab something tasty to drink, something to snack upon, something to craft upon, animal to snuggle, laundry to fold, whatever it may be, I hope it's bringing you joy, or I'm helping you get through a not as pleasant task. And you can come back and join me for some crafty chat. I didn't have my drink prepared, but now I have my drink. Everyone. So much to say. Where do I begin? I have so much to say. Let's start with the normal, the weather. It's cold. I went on a walk this morning like I normally do. It was 44 degrees, which is very cold for here at this time of year, kind of. It was so delightful. I could see my breath. I had a knit headband on. It was truly delightful. It was so nice. That's why I'm wearing my pink fizz. Pink fuzz. Pink fizz? Pink fizz. Pink fuzz. I can't remember. It's something by Andrea Mallory. I'm so sorry. I had this problem while I was knitting it. I cannot for the life of me remember if it's pink fizz or pink fuzz, but it's one of those, and I'm sure if you look up Andrea Mallory on Ravelry, you will be able to find it. It will also be linked in my show notes, so you can also check it out there. I love this sweater. I'm so excited to be able to wear it right now in Houston. What is that? That's just crazy. So that's number one. Number two, I cannot express to you, we're not going to get emotional again this week, but so we're going to keep this short. I cannot express to you how much it means to me, all the various comments that you have left me, that you all have left me, that you have sent me messages, that you have just really shown so much love to me, which I really appreciate through the time where I was grieving and processing, and then also just responding to my first episode back last week. We're not getting emotional. It's okay. I have somewhere to be later, and I can't mess up my makeup. Anyway, thank you. Thank you. I feel very loved, I feel very seen, and I really appreciate it. So thank you very much. Thirdly, I know I said last time that the next episode we would go over more of the finished objects that I have finished during my time off. I don't have time for that today, unfortunately, but I do have 3 finished objects that I have finished since the time that I last recorded. So we do have that. I'm so excited. I can't even. That's happening today. Fourthly, at some point today, it doesn't matter to you what time, I know what time, I'm getting my hair cut. That's very exciting. The bangs are coming back. Very exciting. Just in time for Rhinebeck. I'm just very excited. It's that time of year. Fifthly, I had a fifth thing to say. Yeah, Rhinebeck is coming up. It's literally this coming weekend. I am just so, I have no words. I'm in shock. It doesn't seem real. I feel like I have like the anxious excitement that I get before big holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas for some reason. It's just very like, I don't know what this is going to be like, but I know it's going to be fun and I'm really excited, and I get to meet all my friends that I've had online for forever, and I get to meet them in person. I get to experience all this wonderful fun yarny things with my friends and my family, which is really exciting. I'm very overwhelmed in the best possible way. And yeah, I can't believe that it's actually happening. If you're new here, or if you haven't seen a lot of the recent episodes, I don't know when I would have mentioned this necessarily, or specifically the most recent episode. So my mom and I learned how to knit back in 2006, 2005, when we moved to Houston, at a wonderful yarn shop that is sadly closed now, but it was called Yarntopia. It was just a wonderful place. Changed my life. And we learned what Rhinebeck was when we went to Yarntopia, and we were like, my mom and I were like, someday we will go to Rhinebeck. Don't know when that is, but someday we will go. And we will experience this thing that everybody talks about, and it's happening 2023. We're going to Rhinebeck. I am just so, I have no words. I just cannot even begin to express how excited I am. So, if you're gonna be there, I would love to meet you. I will have Catnip podcast pins. I am running low, but I do have quite a bit of them. So if you would like a pin, please say hi. I would love to say hi. I would just love to talk about knitting, crocheting, yarn, whatever it may be. Say hi. Please say hi. What else was I going to say? If you are not going, I'm very sorry. But there will be all the stuff online, which is very exciting to watch, which I know can be hard sometimes. I know in previous years when these events happen, there's an element of like wanting to see everything, and there's an element of like, I don't want to see everything. I don't really want to see anything because I'm just sad that I'm not there. So whatever is good for you, I hope you do. If you're not going, are you knitting a special sweater for this weekend or this month to just kind of have fun with that? Because I've done that in previous years. So just let me know. And if you're going to be there, I would love to meet you. Where are we going to be? We are going to be at Cake Palooza. My mom and I will be at Cake Palooza on Friday at 10, the first time slot. We will then be going to Woolen Folk. and I don't know how long we'll be there, but we'll be there a decent amount of time. So you see me there. And then the next day, on Saturday, we will be at the Duchess Fairgrounds at Sheep and Wool, New York Sheep and Wool. And my mom, my sister, and my dad will all be there, which is very exciting. I'm so excited for my dad to experience this. It was a very last minute addition, and I'm so excited that he is excited, and it's just gonna be so much fun. So this trip has just come together in a way that has been like all the puzzle pieces have fallen into place, and who would have thought back in 2005, 2006 that many years later we would be doing this and it would be happening the way that it's happening, and the additional events that are happening, because back then these other events weren't even things. So yeah, I'm so excited. Did I say what I was excited? Because I am so excited. I wish there was another word for excited. I can't think of a better word to describe what I'm feeling. There's a lot of words, but I don't have time for that. But anyway, so Rhinebeck's happening. Very exciting. Okay, so now I apologize for all that ranting and raving. If you're not going to Rhinebeck, I do apologize. I'm sure that was not very interesting or exciting for you, but thank you for hanging in there. We're not going to talk about knitting. I do have 3 finished objects to show you that are all Rhinebeck related. I'm sorry. But I got my socks finished and I've worn them quite a bit, and no, I didn't weave in my ends, and I've been wearing them with my ends unwoven in. I just tuck them into my sock. These are finished. These are, ooh, I can't remember the name of the colorway. Kirby Warby. This is the vanilla sock on 9-inch circulars by the Crazy Sock Lady. I use a little bit of Malabrigo sock for my cuffs and my heels, which magically matched the gray in the stripe perfectly. So it worked out very well. It's a little slightly different if you look closely, but far away it looks pretty much the same. So I'm so happy with how these turned out. I've worn them quite a bit already because, like I said, it's been cold. What? I'm so excited. I wanted to have these done so I could wear them potentially to Rhinebeck or the other events that we're going to, and that will definitely be happening. And no, my ends will not be woven in because I just don't have time to do that. They're socks. Actually, technically, these are already woven in. I wove them in as I went. Looks like this one is already woven in. I could trim them. That would take time. That is ridiculous. I will tell you that. I need to trim these. That is just very silly of me to say I'm just gonna leave these ends. Even though they're already woven in, I'm just refusing to trim them. Anyway, love these socks. We've got more socks to talk about, but these are finished and I love them. So I am just so over the moon. Both of my Rhinebeck sweaters that I had planned have been finished. They turned out better than I could have imagined. I've worn both of them out into the wild because it's been cold, and they're so snuggly. They're exactly what I was looking for. I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that. I did so good. It sounds kind of prideful, but also like I'm so proud of myself. I did so good. I had an image in my mind for both these sweaters, and it magically, again, it came together. Those puzzle pieces fell into place and it just happened. So First one is my bubble cardigan. My bubble cardigan is done. It is done. The shawl collar was not a problem. It actually was probably, besides the second sleeve, which always goes faster, besides the second sleeve, the shawl collar probably went the fastest, which I think is kind of crazy. But it did. This is the bubble cardigan by Stephen West. All my yarns, except for 2 of them, are Suburban Stitcher. And the other 2 are Heathered Handmaids, which is really wonderful. I know both of them, they're dear friends, and I'm just so excited to have both of their yarns at Rhinebeck at these events, because unfortunately neither of them will be there, which is very sad. But I'm glad that I can bring a little bit of their yarn and their goodness to these events, and I will be celebrating with them in spirit. I had so much fun knitting this. Would definitely make another one. So much fun. This is also a special cast on because if if you're new to the podcast, I cast this on for my 30th birthday, which was back in February. And because I was turning 30, I wanted to have a really big and special cast on, which I thought this was. It was very special to me. I've been wanting to make one of these for forever. I put together this color palette. I was just so excited with how it turned out. And it was my time, and it just turned out perfectly. I didn't know that we would be going to Rhinebeck at the time, and it just was perfect. So this is what I'm going to wear on Friday to Cakepalooza and Bowl and Folk. My main color, or the ribbon color basically, is Knitting for Olive Merino in the oatmeal colorway. I actually have my bag of leftovers right here. Oatmeal. I was right. Look at me go. I love this cardigan. I love it so much. A very dear friend of mine gave me the little tags that says this is my Rhinebeck sweater. If we're going to be really technical about it, technically I am not wearing this to the event that has been labeled Rhinebeck, which is New York Sheep and Wool, which is on Saturday. I'm wearing this to Cakepalooza and Bowl and Folk, which is on Friday. But this is like, this is super special to me. This means a lot. This is getting the tag because this is going to be like my pride and joy. This is not particularly hard either. Like, I would say if you are on the fence about making it, the only downside is that it's a lot of knitting, but because you're striping it, depending on how you're striping it, it goes by so quickly and it's just so much fun. And the bubble stitch is not hard. So don't... I know the sleeve looks really weird, but it's just very drastic. It's got quite a dolman shape, but it is so comfortable and so snuggly, and it fits so well. I'm over the moon. Over the moon. The Bubble Cardigan by Stephen West needs the tag. I need to do that before I go. I need to do that before, oh no, hello, there's a stitch right there. That's unfortunate. Well, I'm glad I saw that. Uh-oh. Oh, and I think there's another one right there. Poop. How did that happen? Well, it looks like we need to do some surgery. I think these stitches just didn't get caught, or maybe I slipped the wrong one or something. Is that one? No, that one's not. It's just these two. That's really kind of a bummer. That's okay. Right there. Some stitches did not get caught. Ta-da! But easy fix. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. Okay. That's sweater number 1. Sweater number 2. I wore yesterday. A group of friends. We are doing a mystery knit along, Stephen West mystery knit along knitting group on Mondays, and it was cold yesterday, and it was just so nice. It was colder in the morning, it did warm up, still chilly, still delightful, and so I wore this, and I was just so excited, so excited. I believe this is the front. Is this the front? No. Where's the front? No, that's the front. Sorry. This is my Ingrid pullover by Petite Knit out of a Barocco Vintage in like the tomato colorway or something like this, or something like that. I am so excited with how this turned out. It could not have been better. It's basically like a big stitch sampler of all these fun textures. I did shorten both the body and the sleeves to fit what I was looking for. Not a problem, easy peasy. We did the tubular bind off all the places. It looks gorgeous. Again, big pat on my back for that, because like, man, it is so time consuming, but it is so worth it. So worth it. But time consuming. I love this. Is it a lot of knitting? Yes. Is it hard? No. All the little various stitch sections are very straightforward. They are not complicated at all. It's just a lot of knitting. And honestly, because of the length of each section, it goes pretty quickly. It went pretty quickly for me. So I have a dry callus on my hand. Been weightlifting and getting calluses on my hand. Okay, that's gone. I do have a sense of pride in these calluses, but when they get dry, it is not so fun. Fun fact. It's nothing to do with knitting. So yeah. The Ingrid sweater by Petite Knit. I was very uncertain what I was going to do about the neckline. I didn't really know if I liked the look of how it was done originally, which is where you have this 2x2 and then you do like an eyelet row and then you go to 1x1. And I thought that looked kind of funny. I wasn't a huge fan. Obviously I did it. But because of how the neckline was, I was worried before actually knitting the neckline. Knitting the ribbing around the neckline. I was worried that the neckline was going to be too big, and I knew that if I just followed the pattern, trusted the pattern, it would be just fine. And I'm glad that I did. I love it. It looks so good. Exactly how I wanted it to look. The neckline got pulled in just fine. Not a problem at all. There was no fiddle-faddling around. It was so easy. And yeah. Also, proof that the second sleeve truly does go faster. One sleeve took me 2 or 3 days and I finished it, and then the second sleeve took me half a day. Half a day. Why does it always work like that? Like, why can't we just skip to the second sleeve speed? I know it's because you're figuring out what you're doing, and that's why the first one goes slower. I know that's why. Thought about this long and hard. I do understand why, but I just wish that the first one would always just go faster. There are short rows around. Why do these not look the same? They don't look the same, but that's okay. Oh, I'm holding it wrong, that's why. They are the same. There are short rows around the shoulder, which adds to the fit of the sweater, which is really nice. I will say that because of, I think, my gauge, and I think with this yarn, it's delightful. Again, exactly what I wanted, but I think it's a little bit more oversized and loose than what the original one calls for. So where the short rows hit is a little bit lower than where I think it actually is supposed to hit, which I don't think is really a problem. It looks fine when I'm wearing it and it fits great, so I'm not worried about it. But I think doing those short rows, and there was also a little bit of trickiness with mine because I didn't pick up as many stitches around the armhole because I was worried that the armhole would be too big. That was not the case. It was just fine, but I was still short some stitches, so I had to rearrange where the short rows were. Not a problem. Easy peasy. So I think because of that, I ended up not doing as many short rows as the pattern called for, which is totally fine. It all worked out good. It fits great. It fits exactly how I wanted it to, and it looks so good, and I'm so excited, and I love it. I love the color. The color is just so exciting. It's red. It can go fall. It can go Christmas. It's a little tomatoey for Christmas, but it can go Christmas. It can go Christmas for sure. Or the holiday season. I am so excited. I am so excited. So this is what I'm actually wearing to actual Rhinebeck. How many times can I say the word actually? I'm wearing to New York sheep and wool. This is what I will be wearing. So if you see me in my bright tomato sweater, that is me. That's another thing I'm just so excited for. I am so excited to see all the beautiful sweaters that people will have made specifically for this event, which I think is very special. That we've all been collectively working on our projects and our things to wear for these events, and then we're all meeting up together and we can celebrate these projects that we have completed. Whether they are the same, whether they are not the same. It's just a proud moment indeed. So I'm very excited. Once again, the Ingrid pullover by Petite Knit out of Barocco Vintage. I love it. I love it so much. So those are my finished objects that I have specifically for Rhinebeck and all the various events that are happening, which is very exciting. And now let's talk about the works in progress. So moving along, I have 5 projects, works in progress, that I want to share with you. 2 of them are socks, 2 of them are shawls, and 1 of them is a sweater, which is very exciting. And yes, let's talk about the socks first. I'm so excited. I did get this new bag from This Handmade Life. She posted these pictures on Instagram of like the fall bags that were in her shop, and I've had my eye, or I had my like little pumpkins, and it's just so autumnal. Could go October, November, even really kind of December, September, August. It's just very nice. It's covers a lot of months for seasonal purposes. Anyway, I love this. I did start my pumpkin spice socks. And I did say that I was going between the XOXO Latte socks and Luke's Hotcake socks, and I was incorrect last week because both of those patterns are by Manda of Little Bitty Delights, and I thought that she had only designed one of them. That's not true. She designed both of them, which I think is awesome. I love supporting her. She's just truly a wonderful person. And she's also been reading a lot of books over this past year, probably longer than that, and posting about them, and they're like cozy mysteries, and I love cozy mysteries, and so it's just very fun to get her book recommendations as well. She does that now too, which is very exciting. Anyway, I have my sock. I am loving it so much. I thought this pattern would be tricky. It is not. It is Feather and Fan, which if you're a longtime viewer, you would know that I am really hesitant to feather and fan. It's one of those things that I am like notorious for messing up, not paying attention, having to fix it in between the rows because my stitch count is either like significantly off because I forgot yarn overs or significantly more because I forgot decreases. I've done that already multiple times in this sock, but that's okay because we love how it's turning out. It's worth it though. It is just super easy. I will say again, because I am just a really big sucker for how the 9-inch vanilla sock fits my foot from Crazy Sock Lady. I've taken this lace pattern from the original pattern that Amanda designed and put it into my 56 stitch sock. Very straightforward. It's literally how I did my Hocus Pocus Halloween socks from last year that I finished this year. Taking the little chart, sticking it on one side of the front of the leg, and then for the other sock I'll stick it on the second half of the front of the leg, and that way they will be different, opposite. Yeah, I'll have a right one and a left one, which it doesn't matter if I don't wear them actually on the right and the left, but they will be different. My point being, but because I have fewer stitches and the front of my sock is not as wide as the original one that Amanda designed, which I do believe is 64 stitch, it takes up more of the front of the leg and the sock in general, because it's going to go down the foot. So, and I mean, it really doesn't matter. I think it's going to be great either way, but there's that. I'm using her little Luke's mug Progress Keeper, which I do love very dearly. Please focus. Please focus. There's a little donut on top. I don't think she has any of these in her shop right now. I feel like she posted about having them recently, so maybe, but they sell out really quickly, so I've had this for a good amount of time and I love it dearly. And it goes so well with, obviously the pattern is Gilmore Girls themed, the Progress Keeper is Gilmore Girls themed. I'm sure that they would approve of pumpkin spice, which is what this yarn colorway is, which is by Turtle Pearl Yarns. Striped turtle toes. Here's our logo. Of course, it'll be linked in the show notes. Ta-da! The nice thing about these is that it comes in 2 different skeins, so you will have a matching socks. Great. Wonderful. It does come with a mini skein. I think you can get them without the mini skein, actually. I don't remember. I could be thinking of something else. I do apologize. But it did come with a mini skein, so here we are. Love it. Happy days, happy days. Just having a grand old time. Here's what it looks like without the lace. But I think it looks so good with the lace. I'm just so excited. So, good travel knitting, actually. I was thinking, again, with the Feather and Fan, with me, it's either 50-50. It is 50-50. It's not either 50-50. Hit or miss, I don't know. I try my best. I try my best. But this will be coming with me to Rhinebeck. I'm not going to get these done before. It's okay. I knew that was probably going to happen. But I have 2 finished sweaters, which were more important. And another pair of finished socks, so. And if we really want to just like dig into my socks, I have my Barbie pair, which I can wear. I have my Hocus Pocus pair, which I can wear, and then I have these Kirby Werby pair. So I have these on the needles, which is great. And then also, I've made progress on my first dots sock. Oh my goodness, can we believe these are so cute? Love these so much. This is the Little Dots sock by Summerly Knits. She is quite a proficient sock knitwear designer. She has so many sock patterns out there. I want to knit them all. I want to have all the color combinations. I do not have the time or the sets of needles. But I do have two. I upgraded this year to 2 sets of ChiaoGoo 9 inches, size 1. And I think that's really good for me, because if I have any more, I'm gonna have like a bazillion pairs of socks on, like, going at the same time, and then I'm never gonna finish any of them. So it's good that I only have 2, and that they both need to be empty for December, because I'm doing the Freckled Whimsy Advent striped sock thing. I said those words out of order, but that's okay. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. I'm so excited about that. It's coming. That time is coming soon, and I need to finish these so my needles will be empty. But I love these. Summer posted about having like a very informal knit along through the month of October for her Little Dots sock pattern. I was highly influenced and had to start. So I've just been enjoying working on these. I think these are just the cutest thing ever. I'm so happy with how my colors have turned out. And yeah, and I am doing a heel flap and gusset. Surprise, surprise. I prefer that. That's my foot. Have I technically done an afterthought heel before? No. But I really want these to fit my feet well. And I know what works, and I know what fits. And I know how I can put this pattern into my sock pattern, into my favorite sock pattern, and it works out. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just doing a regular Eye of Partridge heel flap. I say all that because that's an afterthought heel that is written into this pattern originally. So, just so you are aware. But it is possible, if you know the anatomy of a sock and you know what size you like to make for your foot, it's really, you can really make it work. Like, it's really not that big a deal. It may require some math. It may require some rearranging of things, but not impossible. It's very, very doable. If you just think about it and kind of plan for it, yeah, it's all okay. It's all okay. My yarns that I'm using, the brown, the main color is Moon Tower Fibers, Moon Tower Yarns. And this is just very beautiful chocolatey brown. And then my contrasting color is actually Hedgehog Fibers from forever ago that has been in a bazillion projects and seems to never run out. But we all love stash yarn like that, right? It's just such a beautiful color. It goes so well with this brown, and yeah. So, I love it. I will be bringing these with me as well. These are going to be a little bit more intensive of a project, I feel like. I say that and they're very easy. I don't need to look at the pattern, it's very easy to memorize. But I have to pay more attention, which I think is kind of silly though, because like I have such a problem with feather and fan, you'd think that I would need to pay more attention to that. But apparently not. I think it's that with that, because the back of the leg is just plain, and with this I can't really like not look at it. I mean, I can not look at it, but I have to pay attention to what I'm doing. So that's my plan. That is my plan. This is living in a Stitched by Jessalou bag, who is going to be at Rhinebeck, and I am so excited. I can't even. If you were a longtime viewer, you might remember that I have so many Stitched by Jessalou bags. My mom and I have been a fan of her for forever. I have... all my bags are over here. I have so many of them. I love them very dearly. I've got different different shapes, different sizes, and I'm excited to meet her. I'm excited to go to her booth and get a bag or two. But this one's special. It's a France themed one. France has a special place in my heart if you were unaware. And yeah, so it's very exciting. Two socks. We'll move right along. I see I'm running out of room on my SD card and we are running out of time. What time is it? Okay, yes, we will move right along. I did knit a couple rows on my, this is stuck, Rain or Shine shawl by Stephen West. This is a Stephen West heavy episode, which we do love Stephen West. We love him very dearly. He's a wonderful person. This is out of Knitting for Olive mohair that I started last year sometime. I love it. I love my colors. I don't know what's stopping me. I literally just need to finish it. I am doing my version of a smaller version in that I literally have half the yardage. I did not want a massive shawl, which is okay, and I think even then this is still going to be a really, like, I could probably end this now and it would still be a very decent sized shawl. Also because I know it's going to grow. I still have a decent amount of yarn left. I love this. I really just need to finish it. This may also come with me. I'm undecided. We will see. We will see. But I really do like it. It's very mindless once you're back in the pattern. If you haven't knit on it in a while, you may be a little confused if you don't figure out correctly where you are in the pattern. Ask me how I know that. Is there a row right in the middle that is incorrect that I didn't notice that I did incorrectly until I had gotten past it and I'm not ripping out mohair? Yes. Can you notice it if you don't know that it's not there or that it's there? No. Will it be all bunched up around my neck? Yes. We're not worrying about it. So I just am really enjoying working on this. It's just been very fun, and I have a couple friends who have finished theirs. We all got yarn for them at around the same time, and they just love theirs, and I love how they look, and they have told me many times how much they love them, and it's just like, I need to finish mine. Why am I not finishing it? I just need to finish it. Literally nothing is stopping me, and it's going to be one of those things that once I finish it, it's going to be like, why didn't I finish this sooner? Why? Next up is a very fun and gonna seem kind of spontaneous cast on. I don't remember if I talked about this last time. So I apologize if I have already mentioned this and this is old news, but if you have not seen a lot of the episodes, actually I mentioned this dyer last time I recorded, so it is, I wouldn't say common knowledge, but I have talked about them before. But so my mom's local yarn shop, Maker and Stitch in Edwards, Colorado, is just wonderful. It is amazing. If you're nearby, you should visit. I have come across a indie dyer whose yarn is carried at Maker and Stitch. Her name is Audrey of the Conifer Collective. I am a huge fan of her yarn. She's just a wonderful, very sweet person. I have not had the honor of meeting her yet, but my mom actually has. She was able to go to a trunk show of hers last year. sometime. So that's very exciting. Audrey needed a sample knitter, and I don't actually have any test knits on my needles right now. What? I have resisted. I have said no to myself. I am not doing any more tests unless it's a small thing till the end of the year. For right now. I say that now. And so I was just like, you know, that sounds like a lot of fun. I would definitely be down for that. So Audrey sent me some yarn, some DK weight yarn in her tweed base. I don't actually know the colorway name. There were not actually ball bands, so I do apologize. But she said this is a customer favorite, which is very exciting. I am loving the tweed. Love it. It's like this gray with all these beautiful rainbow colors plus the tweed. And I am making a weekender, which I finally put together, put the fronts and the back together, which if you're familiar, you do the ribbing, it's bottom up, you do the ribbing separately first, because it's longer in the back, and then you put everything together and you're knitting in the round for forever. Finally put it in the round last night. We were watching the Love is Blind reunion. What? You're watching Love is Blind? This season was particularly special because it was set in Houston, so that's pretty cool. But if you are watching, if you have watched, I won't say any spoilers, but the wonderful lady playing the harp for the weddings is a very dear friend of mine, which is very exciting. So if you see her, I know her, I see her on a weekly basis, sometimes multiple times a week, and it is just wonderful. It's so exciting to see her do her thing on Netflix. It's just kind of crazy, but we're all very proud of her. She is just so wonderful. Anyway, sidetrack. This is my weekender so far. I am knitting this for Audrey, Conifer Collective. I'm loving this. It is just so amazing. I love the tweed again. I love the tweed. I don't know if it's really showing up on camera, but trust me when I say that it is truly amazing. Also, the tubular cast on, I always forget how, in my mind, I'm like, this is the most complicated thing ever. I'm not doing this. Why am I doing it? Why do I need to do this? I'm just not going to. Obviously, this is a sample. I needed to do it. I always forget how, like, really simple it is, how really straightforward it is. If you are unfamiliar, Andrea Mowry actually has the clearest tubular cast on video that I've watched. And to be fair, I haven't seen too many because I watch one, it's not clear, I watch hers, I don't watch anymore because it's just so clear. Makes sense, super easy. It's like a little fiddle-faddly with the cast on, like the actual putting and looping onto the needle, and then you've got 2 extra rows for setup, and then you're good to go. And it's really not that bad. I know it's really a pain if you've got like 200 stitches or something. I had less than 100, so it was really not that bad, but very worth it. Very worth it indeed. And it's just such a nice edging. Is this the year that I like become super sold on everything tubular? I know it's on this sweater for sure. This is definitely, this cast on is not tubular, but that's okay. The cast off here is tubular though. Love the bind off, takes so much time, worth it. Cast on, arguably faster than casting off. Easy peasy. I think the downside of the cast on though is that it's not something that you can set down and pick back up because you have to keep your yarns twisted a certain way. So you kind of have to do it all at least the cast on and then the first setup row at least in one go. Not a bad thing necessarily, it's just a thing. So I'm loving this. I'm so excited. I'm sad that I will have to send this away, but I am just loving knitting with this. And of course this is going super fast. I may bring this with me to Rhinebeck. I honestly don't know, because this is knitting in the round and super easy. I don't have to alternate skeins. It's really great. Love it. Love it. Also, yes, the Weekender is knit for worsted weight. I'm knitting this with a DK. I've changed my gauge, or the needle size that I'm using, and it is perfect. Perfect. So, lastly, but by no means leastly, it's Stephen West Mystery Knit Along time, which is very exciting. It's that time of year. Clue 2 has come out. Clue 1 obviously had a rocky start and has been resituated for a better experience, which is just really wonderful. It was handled very well. And we are on our way to Clue 3, which is just crazy to think. It means that October is almost over. That is one thing about the Mystery Knit Along being in October. And I mean, you could say this if it was in any month really, but if you are just like looking forward to something every single week, it just makes the month seem to go by so fast in my mind. Also, this month has just been crazy busy. I'm still on Clue 1 because I've been working on Rhinebeck-y things. So there's that, but that's okay. I ended up going with not the new Clue 1 or version 3 of Clue 1. I ended up going with someone, I should have looked this up. What is her name on Instagram? Bum bum bum. I honestly don't remember. Please let me have it saved. Oh yeah, I did. Okay. So on Instagram, her name is Technicolor Mom. And I believe her Ravelry username is Cold Sheep Designs. Amanda Stevens is her name. But she posted a picture of this when all of the conversations were happening, and I just decided to go with hers because I really like the look of it. And then version 3 came out, and by that time I was more than halfway done with her version, so I just decided to keep on going. But this is it. We've got these 4 triangles. Goodness, can we even with these colors? What? I love it so much. It's so bright. It's not showing up correctly on the camera. Hopefully it will on all of our devices, but this is my version. I'm so thankful for her instructions. They were really great, very clear. And now I'm just working on the 4 stripe border, which I'm almost done with. I believe I've got 4-ish rows left of my last color, and then I will move on to Clue 2. What are my yarns? My yarns are more Moon Tower Dye Works, which is this speckled color. The neon green is Undercover Otter that I've had in my stash for forever. The purple is Life in the Long Grass, and then the navy, I believe, is Lamb-string yarns. Lamb-string fibers, I think. It's either that or Madeline Tosh. I don't remember. I do have the ball band somewhere. I don't think it's in my bag. I have 2 yarns that are very similar, this color. They're both singles. One is Madeline Tosh and the other one is Lamb-string, and I get them mixed up all the time. But I love them. So I am just so excited with how this is turning out. I love this look. I love the look of the version 3 of Clue 1. It's just very exciting to see all that come together. The same person who put together this delightful version of this clue put baubles in her clue too, and I would be lying if I said that I was not interested by the baubles. When I first saw that, I was like, oh, that's an interesting idea. I kind of like that idea. I probably won't do that. And then as I thought about it and then I saw a couple other people do baubles, I was like, I'm doing the baubles. The baubles are happening. Will it take so much extra time? Yes. But I honestly don't mind knitting baubles. I really enjoy the process. I know it's time consuming, but like, I'm already not going to be on time with this. I know, but I am going to get this done. And I just want to have fun with it. So, I'm not going to talk about it too much more because I don't really have a ton to say. Also, I'm running out of space on this SD card. It is living in my very special cat bag that was gifted to me by a very dear friend of mine, and I love it very dearly. Makes me very happy, makes me smile. So I love having everything in here. It actually fits all this yarn quite well. It's got a nice bottom and it holds 4 skeins of fingering weight yarn and a shawl. So working out pretty well. So yes, this is the Geo Gradient Mystery Knit Along by Stephen West. I'm excited to see where Clue 3 and Clue 4 go. I may add mohair. I was looking up at my mohair stash, which is just right over there in the corner. It's not on the top shelf of a bookshelf, which is why it looks like I'm like pointing up into the sky. But I have options in regards to color, but also if I do the baubles, maybe I just want to leave it as the baubles and not worry about the mohair dare. I do like the idea of doing mohair, but I don't know if I want to fiddle-faddle with that. I feel like I've been saying that quite a lot this episode. That's my mystery knit along. And who knows where I will be by the next time that we chat. I will be back from Rhinebeck. We will have so much to talk about. So much to talk about. I am planning on like filming little clips here and there on my phone while I am there. Obviously lots of pictures will be taken. I may put something special together for an episode or part of an episode or something like that. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, so it's happening. Rhinebeck is happening. I will be traveling soon. I'm very excited. We've already talked about that. So that is all that I have for you all this week of the Catnip podcast. Thank you again so much for all your so sweet and kind comments and messages just about everything. You are wonderful. Thank you so much. I have various social medias. I have show notes. I have tech editing information. If you would like to find out more about that, please feel free to send me a message or an email. The Graceful Edits email is linked under that tab on my website or on my blog. What else? I hope you've had a wonderful past couple of weeks. That you continue to have good coming days and weeks and whatever it may be. And you have, if you have crafty plans, I hope that they are successful. What am I saying? I'm trying to remember. Obviously, I have crafty plans. We're working on my mystery knit along. I will say, I experienced like this weird thing. I finished my Ingrid pullover. My bubble cardigan was done at that point. I had no test knits on my needles, and I was like, what do I work on? My deadline for the sample for Audrey is pretty big. I'm not worried about it at all, and I had already worked on it a decent amount at that point, and I was like, what do I work on? I have to go through my projects that I have on the needles already and figure out what I'm gonna work on. Which is just ridiculous to say. I've got plenty of projects to work on. It was really not a hard thing to find, but it was just a weird, I haven't been in that mental crafting space in a long time, it feels like, and it was just like, whoa, wow. What is this feeling? So sudden and new. Where's that from? Do you know? You get brownie points if you do. So I am excited about the projects that I have plans for and things that I want to look at Rhinebeck and all the other events that we're going to. I am so excited. I'm overwhelmed in the best way possible. I'm excited, anxious. It's going to be so much fun. Can't wait to meet you if you're going to be there. I would love to say hi. Again, once again, please come say hello to me. I would love to say hi. Do not be afraid. Do not feel bad. Do not feel awkward. I will probably feel awkward just because that's how I am. But I would love to say hi. So. And I won't know, so you know, and I would love for you to say hi. We're going to talk about this too many times. I've said it too many times. We understand. You understand? I understand. We all understand. I need to go. I'm running low on time. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for watching this episode. Again, I appreciate every single one of you. You are wonderful. Good luck with all your crafting adventures, whatever they may be. We're probably all thinking about holiday crafting coming up. I know I am. It's in the back of my mind. But I'm really loving this like no deadline crafting mentality. It's quite nice. Anyway, I need to stop rambling. I have things to do. Thank you so much for being here. You are wonderful. You are enough. And I will see you next time. Bye.